too fast for Thomas. He wanted to stop, but he couldn't. Peep, peep, stop, stop! Hurry, 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 laughed Gordon. You can't get away, laughed the coaches. Goodbye, Thomas. You must be tired. Sorry I can't stop. We buses have to work, you know. Goodbye. Henry only blew steam at him. The Fat Controller said, 1, 2, 3, push! A really splendid engine, he thought, and suddenly let off steam. A shower of water fell on the Fat Controller's nice new top hat. Next morning, the Fat Controller spoke severely to him. If you can't behave, I shall take away your red coat and have you painted blue. Here are your trucks, James, said Thomas. Have you got some bootlaces ready? And he ran off, laughing too easily. The wind puffed him round like a top. He couldn't stop. Well, well, said Gordon, are you playing roundabouts? He moved slowly forward to jam the table, but he couldn't stop himself and slithered into a ditch. Ooh, she hissed. Get me out! Get me out! They began to sing. Silly old Gordon fell in a ditch, fell in a ditch, fell in a ditch. Silly old Gordon fell in a ditch, all on a Monday morning. Henry's not going, said Gordon. We won't shunt like common tank engines. That was Thomas's job. We are important tender engines. You fetch our coaches and we will pull them. Tender engines don't shunt. Now, he said, achoo-shoo! You don't look really useful now, Thomas. You look really disgraceful. I'm not disgraceful, choked Thomas. You did that on purpose. Get me out. Whee! Smoke billowed everywhere. Whoosh! Keep out. Stop fooling, said Duck. I'm tired. So are we, hissed the engines. We are tired of you. We like Diesel. We don't like you. You tell tales about us to the trucks. I don't. You do. I don't. You do. Excuse my intrusion. No, I won't, said the barber. You frighten my customers. I'll teach you. And he lathered Duck's face all over. He couldn't stop in time. Trucks are waiting in the yard, packing them with diesel. Show the world what I can do, gaily boasts the Diesel. In and out he creeps about like a big black weasel. When he pulls the wrong trucks out, pop goes the Diesel. This is dreadfully smelly. I'm highly sprung, and anything smelly is bad for my swerves. Look at me, she purred to the passengers. I'm the latest Diesel, highly sprung and right up to date. You won't want Thomas's bumpy old Annie and Clarabelle now. Do they expect me to pull that? Surely, said her driver, you can pull one van. I won't, said Daisy. Daisy lurched backwards. She was so cross that she blew a fuse. Told you, she said, and stopped. Ben now came forward. Truck stealer, hissed Ben. He ran away too. Bill took his place. This went on and on till the Diesel's eyes nearly popped out. Stop! You're making me giddy. I'm sorry I didn't understand about the trucks. That's all right then, said Edward. Now off you go, Bill and Ben. Fetch Boco's trucks, then you can take this lot. Don't fash yourself, Thomas. We'll soon have you back on the rails, they laughed. Lush sakes, Donald! It's Henry! Dinnot fess yourself, Henry. Wait a while. Hush, said Donald. I can hear something. Probably the wind, said Douglas.
Help!
No, listen, insisted Donald.
Over here.
Look, it's Thomas. Come on, the poor wee engine must be frozen to the frames in there. Pee, pee, pip, 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 pee. Let me in, let me in, wailed Percy. No, no, not by the smoke of my chimney, chim. I'll chuff and I'll puff and I'll break your door in. They laughed and shouted. Sorry I'm late, Percy panted. Look what's crawled out of the hay, teased Thomas. What's wrong, asked Percy. Talk about hairy caterpillars, puffed Thomas. It's worth being late to have seen you.
My funnel's cold, he puffed. I want a scarf. Rubbish, Percy, said Henry. Engines don't wear scarves. Engines with proper funnels do, replied Percy. Either. Boxes and bags burst everywhere. Oh! groaned Percy. Exhausted. Some children were on the platform. "Coo," said one. "The express is late and it's got 2 engines. I think James couldn't pull it on his own, so Toby had to help him." "Never mind, James," whispered Toby. "They're only joking." "Ha, ha! Quack, quack, quack." "What?" "Ye heard? Quack, quack you go. Sounds like you'd an egg laid. Now wheesht and let an engine sleep." "Quack yourself," said Doc indignantly. "Help!" cried Percy. "I'm not going to open my eyes until my driver comes." "Look out, Percy," chuckled James, "or the dragon may gobble you up." He went bump straight into Percy. Percy had an awful fright. "Wake up there, Percy," scowled Diesel. "You have work to do." Had just finished being cleaned. "Come on, Gordon," said his driver. "You'll feel better after a good hose down." "Pah!" said Gordon, and angrily let off steam. "You're a very naughty engine," said Gordon's driver. "Now James will need another shower. You'll have to wait your turn till later." "Good riddance. You'd better get clean straight away." Gordon was soon being washed. "Mind my eyes," he grumbled. Halfway up, he was not so sure. I must do it. But his wheels slipped on the leaves. He couldn't pull the train at all. "Help! Help!" Enormously. What a clever plan, he chuffed. Then he saw the fat controller. "Some jokes are funny, but not this one, James. You have caused confusion." "Yes, sir," said James. "You will stay in your shed until you are wanted." "I wonder who'll be pulling the express today," said Gordon. "I expect it'll be you," replied Henry. "James is stuck in the shed for being silly." "He's sick," replied Gordon. "Yes, he is. I am," stuttered James. I don't feel well at all." "Don't worry," said Thomas kindly. "I'll help out if you're ill." Gordon and James sniggered quietly to each other. "Trucks," he grumbled, "should be where you want them, when you want them." "Fiddlesticks," said Mavis, and flounced away. "Manager says I don't listen to advice. He says I've no business jauntering down Toby's line. Toby's a fusspot." "Toby has forgotten more about trucks than you will ever know," replied Percy. "You must put the trucks where he wants them. Then you'll be a really useful engine." So it stung James right back on the nose. "Eee!" whistled James.
To a grinding halt. They gazed grimly at each other. "I was here first," said Bill. "But you're in my way," protested Ben. "You'll have to back up again." "I won't." "You will." "I won't." The fat controller came to stop the noise.
If you don't behave, I shall not allow you here again. Good. I knew I could rely on you two. I'll take the train myself, huffed Ben.
"Go right ahead," said Bill. Ben was coupled up to the train of trucks. "Go on," teased Bill. "I can't," said Ben. Then suddenly both twins laughed. "I don't think we'll take turns this time, Ben," said Bill. "I think we'd better pull together." Ben was delighted. "Scrap," said Edward quietly. Douglas gasped. "Don't mention that word. It makes my wheels wobble." Too late. The driver and the fireman had jumped clear, but squashed fruit squirted all over Percy. The fat controller arrived.
Percy, you are not to blame for the points failure, but I do not run a jam factory.
"Yes, sir. No, sir." And Percy squelched sadly away. "Hello, Bertie. Care for a race today?" But all Bertie could say was, "Ouch! That's another hole in the road."
Duke and his driver's joke had worked. "Fiddlesticks!" exclaimed Stuart, and he vanished in a cloud of steam. "It's no good, Stuart. You can't..." "What a engine! I hope I can trust you to behave when you next come out of this shed."
"Ah, hurrah!" roared the trucks. Peter Sam shut his eyes.
"Sorry about your accident," said Sir Handel. "I always stand well back. Trucks don't like me. Why didn't you warn me?" "I didn't think." "You never do. You can start thinking now while you're doing Peter Sam's work as well as your own. That'll teach you to pretend you are ill."
"Get out of my way, you great clumsy road hog!"
"Huh. I don't move for imitation steamrollers," huffed George.
They lumbered along as the insults continued. Then there was trouble.
I'm a plain blunt engine, I speak as I find. Tunnels should be tunnels and not rabbit holes. This railway is no good at all. Listen to me. There is nothing wrong with that tunnel. You stuck in it because you tried to do rock and roll. Tunnels are not dance floors, and you are not a pop star. "Huh," grunted Duncan. "I know my way about. I don't need smelly diesels to tell me what to do." Rusty felt hurt.
And he rocked and he rolled along the line. "Steady, boy," checked his driver, but it was too late. "Sleepers and ballast. I'm off."
And he was.
"Rusty," he whispered, "thank you for helping. I'm sorry I was rude to you."
That's all right, Duncan.
"I wish all diesels were like you. Let's be friends."
"Suits me," replied Rusty.
"We'll mend that bad bit of rail first thing tomorrow."
But Peter Sam came out of the tunnel a different-looking engine. He no longer had his funnel. The engines don't laugh at Peter Sam's funnel now. They wish they had one like it.
"Wake up, lazy bones. Your brass is filthy. Aren't you ashamed?"
"No," yawned Skaloey. "You're just an old fusspot. Aren't you going to polish me too?" "Sorry, not today. I'm going now."
And was very rude.
"Keep your old station. I'm staying here. No passengers means no polish."
"Let off steam." "Oh!" cried the elephant. Water went all over Henry. Poor Henry. He gave a great heave. "Oh!" groaned Scruffy. "I don't like this." "Go it!" yelled Duck. "Well done, boy, well done." "Oh!" wailed Scruffy. "Oh! I'm coming apart!" You know he's harmless, and I know he's harmless, but does he know? Look at his horns. If I bumped into him, he might hurt me. Them. The farmer wouldn't like that.
Champion sniffed at Daisy.
Oof! Said Daisy. Look, Daisy, one teased, I've got some sweets. They're called bullseyes. I like them. Do you? Said Daisy. Keep your old bullseyes. The smoke blew high into the air. The painter couldn't see. Both he and the paint pot fell all over Henry.
What a boring view, he grunted. Important engines like me should have a panoramic view, where I can see people and people can see me. Arrived safely, and everyone clapped and cheered as he pulled in. The Fat Controller spoke to him. Your panoramic view is here to stay. I trust you will always see through it from the safety of your own rails. Was talking loudest of all. I deserve a new coat of paint. The Fat Controller says I'm the pride of the line and... Rubbish, huffed Henry. We're all the pride of the line. It's been like this all day, confided Percy to Thomas. James is getting a new coat of paint and won't stop boasting about it. Why, James? I'm the one who needs a new coat. Look at me.
Just look at me, Gordon.
Show off, grunted Gordon.
Then they saw a light move within the station building. Ghosts! Exclaimed Henry. Edward was right. Something very strange is happening, said his driver. I think it's best we go back. So do I, agreed Henry. Snot, it's mine, snorted Ben. Yours is over there. It's mine, snot, it's mine, snot. Their friend Boco was worried. Stop quarrelling, you two, or the only thing you'll have left to share is... trouble. Silly, snapped Bill. Silly yourself, grumbled Ben. He heard a strange wheezing sound. It's the ghost, he wailed. What ghost? His driver asked. It's the old warrior. He's come to hunt me down. I'm going to be late for Henry at the docks. He won't like this. Please hurry up and... Thomas was rudely interrupted. His driver and fireman laughed. Phew! And he bumped the trucks hard. You silly engine, shouted a workman. It'll take a long time to repair this turntable, which'll cause confusion and delay. Oliver, you have found another attraction for our island. We'll make this house as good as new and visitors can come and have tea and crumpets there. Thank you, Thomas. And thank you, Percy, said the bride. It's the best good luck package ever. And she kissed Percy. Thomas laughed as Percy blushed bright red. Did you like your kiss? Replied Thomas, but Percy was embarrassed and pretended to be asleep. Come on, Percy, this isn't time to have a rest. I'm stuck, moaned Percy, and my funnel's freezing up. Driver's sent for help. Pah, huffed Thomas, and went on his way. Hey, look out, there's snow about, laughed Gordon. He stopped by the tunnel and wheeshed loudly. Then it happened. In trouble, said Duck. Donal in trouble, Douglas cried. I'm on my way.